Sing with us. עוזי וזמרתיה, ויהי לי לישועה. 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 If you can hear me, start clapping. Ozi vezimratya, vayhi li lishua. Ozi vezimratya, vayhi li lishua. if you couldn't hear me, sing with me. Oh, 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 zive zimrat ya. Oh, 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 zive zimrat ya.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. And where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, beloved. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, refugee. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, refugee. Where you go, I will go. Where you lie, I will lie, refugee. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, refugee. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, Mother Earth. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, Mother Earth. Where you go, I will go. Where you lie, I will lie, Mother Earth. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, Mother Earth. Where you lie, I will lie. Your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go, children. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, children. Where you go, I will go. And where you lie, I will lie, children. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, children. Where you lie, I will lie. And your people are my people. go, I will go, ancestors. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, ancestors. Where you go, I will go. And where you lie, I will lie, ancestors. Where you lie, I will lie. Where you lie, I will lie, ancestors. Where you lie, I will lie. When your people are my people, your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine.
Let's hear everybody's voice singing.
And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. Where you go, I will go. Heller Cahn. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go. Heller Cahn family. Where you go, I will go. And your people. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. And your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. You're divine, my divine. That song tonight is dedicated to the Cahn Heller family for all they do for immigrants.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Woo! We're so appreciative, and if we could just let you bring the conversation to an end. Thank you. So,
I'll start calling everybody out by name. In a second.
for the people who don't know me yet, my name is Jade Natanya Ullman. I was honored to be on the Gala host committee chair. So really want to thank you so much for your support. I'm also a board member and got to work closely with Romemu as a staff member with Rabbi David in the beginning for 5 years. And so I just wanted to say thank you so much. And we're so grateful for you all for this special evening and our amazing honorees, and even more important, our rabbi, founder, Rabbi David Ingber. I'm going to pass him the mic.
Good evening, everyone. So I'd like to invite co-clergy, Rabbi Diane Kohler, asked us to please join me here as we welcome all of you tonight. I know that for me, and I know also for you, Rabbi Diane, who just came back from the land of Israel, this moment for all of us, this moment is a moment of reminder. It says in Psalms, that if we forget thee, Jerusalem, may I also forget my right hand. In this moment of great suffering in the world, great suffering here in the United States, and great suffering globally, and also, as we know, also great suffering in our homeland. In particular, also those who 58, our brothers and sisters who are still being held in captivity, where our hearts are very much with them. And this is a way of beginning tonight, not in any way to dampen the importance of this evening, and I know that you share that with me. That we can hold both of those things, hold the celebration that is Roma. We've been together now. This is your 12th, 13th years, your bar bat mitzvah, and together with Chazan Shimon and Chazan Basia, and all of the beautiful prayer leaders. What Romemu has done for the last 19 years, part-time, 17 years, full-time, was hold tremendous complexity in our community and in our hearts, and there's room for both. And so at this moment, if you please rise as we pray for the hostages this evening. Blessed are you, source of life, who releases those who are held in captivity.
Amidst so much heartbreak and violence in the world, I want us to take a moment to honor all that is good in the world. And so much that is good is really represented in this room. So much that we will honor tonight. A commitment to social justice, to showing up, to all that our honorees represent. So let's hold that, as Rabbi Ingber said, alongside the heartbreak. Let's honor that. Let's be that. We invite Ellie and Jonah to come up as we are about to make some blessings. This is our first time live at a Romemu Gala since 2019. That's the Shoshana. We made it back together again. And as the Eurovision winner, or almost winner, said, we will rise again.
Yes.
So just a moment, just a word, a kavanah about the motzi. So you all know that in the wilderness there was this miracle, right? Manna came from heaven. But there was also a second miracle. And I think in a way it was greater than the first. So God created this unbelievable manna to taste like whatever you needed it to taste. So for the old people, it was like wafers with honey. And for children, it was like mother's milk. And for pregnant women, it was like all that energy you needed.
Ice cream.
Ice cream in the middle of the night. And Romemu is kind of like manna in that way. It's what you need it to be. You need a place to cry, come to Romemu. You need to hear some Torah, you come to Romemu. You need to be part of a community and remember that you belong, you come to Romemu. You need to remember that you're part of a Jewish people with a long history. you come to Romemu. So may Romemu always provide the spiritual flavor that you need at that moment. And with that, we're ready to say Hamotzi.
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Hey, everybody, here we go. Shechayana for being here, everybody. Together. 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah.
Baruch atah.
Baruch atah, Adonai Eloheinu, melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. More time to say Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananayna, Yananayna. 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 We will build this world from love. Yananayna, Yananayna. And you must build this world from love. Yananayna, Yananayna. And if we build this world from love, Yananayna, Yananayna. Then Yah will build. Yah will build this world from love. Yananayna, Yananayna. Sing with us, Olam Chesed. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananayna, Yananayna. All your voices sing together. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananayna, Yananayna. From 125th Street to 105th, here we go. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananayna, Yananayna. From the west side to the east side. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. From Manhattan to Brooklyn. From New York to Tel Aviv. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. Shout out to all our graduates today. Olam Chesed Yibaneh, Yananayna, Yananayna. We must build this world from love. Yadanai, sing it with us. Yadanai, and you must build. And you must build this world from love. If we build, and if we build this world from love, then Yah will build, and Yah will build this world from love.
Kiga havna dinu nisyachadin liela vechad ofahachi Isyachadat letata beraza diecha Raza de Shabari Shabbat Tisachada beraza Hey everyone, this drummer can sing. And I wrote these lyrics. You might want to listen. If you have ever had a mother, you might want to listen to this song. It's called White Feathers. And the connection, in some ways, to our honorees is that I was the Hebrew school for Ellie and for Jonah. And Ellie was born an ornithologist, a lover of birds. And after her bat mitzvah, I gifted her with feathers that manifested, I felt, from my father on the other side. But when my mom died, I had this enormous impulse to throw a white feather in her caver, in her grave. And I was Orthodox for a long time, so I knew that was a no-no. So I surreptitiously did so. And I had no idea why I was compelled to do that. And I love Romemu in part because it is unabashedly mystical. And I'm a congregant. And it normalizes what is magical about the world, which is deeply magical. And where science ends and mystery begins, who cares? Anyway, white feathers have visited me at the most uncanny moments, and they are, for me, messages from my mom on the other side. I've traveled the world, and I've met other people who've experienced the same thing. So it's something souls do. Here we go. White feathers, dedicated to our honorees and my mom. You were broken but stronger than most when I was your child. And one morning you woke up and said, "Today I will die." Now you're not just a white bird escaping your trial. You're returning my feather while you're spiraling high. Ooh, ooh, ooh. At your funeral, I broke up with all our family traditions. And I howled like a dog, and I followed my intuition into your open grave through a long white feather. 'Cause Mama, you and I have unfinished business together. And you send white feathers, what the sweet surprise. You send me white feathers from the veils of the side. And your feathers tell me, I see you, my child. You send me white feather love letters from the wings of the sky. Letters from the great divider to me. White feathers from the veils of the side. And your feathers tell me, I see you, my child. And we both know forgiveness takes time. A white feather, it whispers that life is light as a breath. And life passes too quickly, and love is all that is left. So Mama, forgive me, I'm still stuck in myself. But our love is a miracle, stronger than death. Ooh, ooh, ooh. chorus, everybody. You can get it. And you send white feathers like the sweet surprise. You send me white feathers from the veils of the side. And your feathers tell me, I see you, my child. You send me white feather love letters from the wings of the sky. Feathers, the sweet surprise. You send me white feathers from the veils of the side. And your feathers tell me, I see you, my child. And we both know forgiveness takes time. Ooh, love is hard to trust when your wounds aren't dry. Ooh, love is hard to trust, but you're sending me signs. I'm finding your feathers uncanny and quiet. When I'm finding your presence, I feel you right by my side. And you send white feathers like the sweet surprise. You send me white feathers from the veils of the side. And your feathers tell me, I see you, my child. You send me white feather love letters from the wings of the sky. Feathers like sweet surprise. You send me white feathers from the veils of the side. And your feathers tell me, I see you, my child. And we both know forgiveness takes time. Everybody say the last line with me. Ready? And we both know forgiveness takes time. Daniel Ori, I forgot to say, I wrote the lyrics, and Daniel Ori wrote that music. Thank you, Daniel.
Good evening. That was so inspiring. I'm Dafna Linzer. I'm the chair of our gala. I'm very grateful to be celebrating with you all. My family is here tonight because Deborah and Michael brought us to Romemu 15 years ago. Of the many gifts of our friendship, this is among the greatest. We raised our children in the sanctuary in what almost felt like a secret world we had stumbled into that connected faith with music and meaning and nourished our spirits. We sat together for years in basically the same row, shushing over holy days and celebrations. There have been many attempts, you've already heard some, at understanding what makes Romemu unique. For us, Romemu invites, actually insists, rather than passive audience members. In return, we are seen and heard and known. And as our children have grown, Romemu has grown with us. Rabbis and cantors to teach our children to lane, a very special drummer and educator, as you heard, Shosh, to teach them Hebrew and the joys of Judaism, opportunities for them and for us to give back and volunteer, and honors at services and an open door to those open to this sense of wonder and awe, what Shosh called mysticism. And it isn't talk here, it's the real deal. When COVID struck, as our son was turning 13, our first call was to Rabbi David for advice. And then, when it was finally safe to gather a little, the entire Romemu team was there. They packed up the Torah and the Ark and all the instruments and all the musicians and came to us. It was the world's greatest house call. We carried out this important mitzvah outdoors and in person, and I don't know anyone else who does that. When my father passed away far away, Rabbi David was on the phone with me advising, and helping. I found a lay leader in Northwest Canada to lead the service and was startled and overjoyed that he had not only heard of Romemu, but had prayed with Rabbi David at a retreat a few years earlier. Throughout the years, we've tried to do what Michael and Debora did for us and pay the gift forward. Introducing some of you who are here tonight in person and others in spirit to be part of this community. This year, my mom and stepfather finally joined us in New York for Yom Kippur services, and they wept throughout. In their 70s and 90s, it was the Jewish experience they had long sought of, that joy and emotion and connection. Connection at the root, like the aspen trees Rabbi David spoke about. Aspens are thought to be the oldest and largest living organisms on Earth. That underground system is what allows them to survive and thrive even after disturbances like fires and disease. But forests need more. They need clean water and fresh soil and sunshine and room to grow. Each of you have already given generously to be here tonight, and we are grateful. And to quote my friend in that video, we can always do more. So on the back of the cover of the program and on your table, there are cards, and there are a few more ways that we can all keep this unique ecosystem thriving and strong. And if you can, join me in making an additional gift to sponsor the music and the clergy and the staff and the programs that are going to fortify our community for decades to come. It will only take a minute to scan the code. I just tried it. It works. Somebody asked me if there's diplomat spoilers if you log in. Perhaps. Try. Select what feels right for you. And go ahead and do that while we take a second before we hear from Rabbi David and our honorees. And please enjoy the rest of the evening, and I'm so glad you're all here.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. When you feel so tired, but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. And the tears come screaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. You love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. High up above or down below. Ooh, when you're too in love to let it go. But if you never try, you never know just what you're worth. Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Sing it, everybody. And ignite. And ignite your bones. I will try to fix you.
To love you,
To hold you.
to be with you,
To know you.
be you, support you, to stand with you.
Shabbos. 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 It's hard to believe that 17 years ago, my then fiance, now wife, Ariel, and I both made a pretty momentous decision to leave Aspen, of all places, given the beautiful reference to Aspen, to come back to begin a full-time community here in New York City that we had started part-time 2 years before that. Hard to believe that 17 years later, here we are. Incredibly beautiful universe that has been spun by all of your yearnings and your presence. All of those who are here and all of those who aren't, who helped build this remarkable place called Romemu. That word 17, the number 17 has significance in the Jewish tradition because it has the numerical value of perhaps the most important word in the creation story in chapter 1 of the book of Genesis. The word in Hebrew, tov, which means good, has the same numerical value as 17. 9 and 6 and 2. The 17 days from Lag BaOmer, 33rd day of the Omer, until Shavuot. The number 17, numerically and symbolically representing what is good. And what is good? What is tov? First of all, what is tov, what is good about this community is everything that you have experienced in that beautiful film. Generosity and magnanimity, spontaneity and humor, the ability to show up for one another. That is tov, that is good. There's been a lot of tov over the last 17 years. To be with all of you tonight, to celebrate and to gather and to lift our hearts for a very sacred occasion, to honor two extraordinary human beings who just so happen to be married to each other. The radiant and irreverent and piercingly brilliant Debora Cahn. Yeah. And the luminous, deeply wise, and steady-hearted Michael Heller. So it's hard for me to think back before we launch into the two of you, but just, again, how could I have known that so many years ago, sitting on the floor, 350 Central Park West, at a shiva, that I would meet two curly-haired women and their not-so-curly-haired, balded brother, who would become so central in my life, the life of my family and our community. Remarkable. But that's what happens, right? In the world, you meet people, and just the force of your neshamot, of your souls, just became so much a part of mine and Ariel's and our entire community. And if this were a normal speech, I'd say some very nice things. I'd thank you both. And then I'd sit down, but of course it's Romemu, so. And Debora and Michael are not normal in that sense, they're part of this crazy, beautiful community. And so we're gonna do this, a little bit of Torah, a little bit of toast, and a lot of kavod for you. So we're here tonight, not just, as we just said, to keep the lights on. Although by all means, keep doing that. We hope that you're going to find a way to that QR code. But to lift up lives that model something sacred. Debora and Michael live at the intersection of what our tradition calls Sitra de Yamin and Sitra de Smol, the right side and the left side, the dance between strength and softness, between assertion and yielding, din and rachamim, power and grace. This paradox is also in the first chapter of Genesis. Reshit bara Elohim et hashamayim v'et haaretz. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth, heavens and earth, transcendence and immanence, ambition and surrender, individual brilliance and communal belonging. Debora and Michael, you live this dance. Let's start with you, Debora. And yes, your name is no coincidence to a rabbi. The original Debora in the Torah, in the book of Judges, was a prophetess, a warrior, and the only female judge in the entire Tanakh. She sat beneath her palm tree, dispensing wisdom and calling the people to battle. Our Debora also sits beneath palm trees, maybe with a cocktail in her hand, we don't know, and dispenses scripts that make the whole world tremble. She's written, of course, for Grey's Anatomy and Homeland, and now The Diplomat, a brilliant Netflix series that explores the global tension between diplomacy and force, loyalty and self-interest, wit and wounds. And let me just say that if you've not yet watched The Diplomat, you have to fix that. Debora is, without question, one of the funniest, smartest, sharpest people that I ever met. She has this uncanny ability to tell the truth in a way that makes you laugh and then sit back and go, wait a second, that was also devastating. She wields language the way the Torah imagines God does. Vayomer Elohim or, and God said, let there be light. And Debora says things, and light comes into being. And then fire, and maybe a small controlled explosion because drama. She brings her whole soul into her work. She doesn't just create characters. She invites us into a deeper moral universe. Her stories are filled with the tension between the personal responsibility and the public consequence. And through her, Torah enters the world, pixels and plot lines. And then Michael. Michael Heller is not a writer for Netflix. Law professor at Columbia University, which is basically the same thing, but with fewer sex scenes and more footnotes. Michael's a brilliant legal mind, a scholar who's reshaped the way that we understand ownership and property and the public good. As we already heard his testimony about where he comes from and what he tries to do in the world. Your work, Michael, on the tragedy of the anti-commons, yes, that's a real thing, yes. The tragedy of the anti-commons has transformed the way policymakers, lawyers, and thinkers approach questions of common benefit versus private interest. But here's the part of you don't get to see when you Google Michael or know his CV. Michael, for those who know him, is one of the kindest, most generous-hearted human beings that you'll ever meet. There's a quietness in him that holds vastness. He listens to people the way that a canyon listens with depth. I always find myself wanting to talk to you, Michael, because within 30 seconds of asking you how you are, you can listen for who knows how long to how I am, and I imagine that anybody who's parched would find themselves sated and slated by your generosity of spirit and your listening. And in spirituality, you are a remarkable teacher. You build conceptual structures that echo the Mishkan, the sacred tabernacle, where every plank of logic and every thread of argument, remind me, Michael, of the dictum in the Talmud that every argument should be for the sake of heaven. A machloket l'shem shamayim. You're not afraid to question, debate, and ask but always in the service of clarity, truth, and something bigger than your ego. And together, you, Deborah and Michael, are more than the sum of your parts, as remarkable as they are. You are partners in every sense, challenging one another, supporting one another, raising incredible kids. Ellie and Jonah, where are you guys? You know how incredible your parents are because you yourselves have been forged by their remarkable talent and their remarkable hearts. Your parents, partners, as I said, have also been instrumental in creating this Jewish community and building this sacred space for you and for all of those who enter our doors. You model a kind of love, the two of you, that doesn't erase your differences but embraces it. Just like din and rachamim, judgment and compassion. Deborah is fierce, Michael is gentle. Deborah is fire, Michael is stone. And together, you guys are sanctuary. I've been thinking a lot lately about that division between the two poles, that polarity. And the word gevura, which is such an important word in the mystical tradition, gevura means heroism or strength, gevura. Or it usually is severe, but for the Kabbalists, the true gevura is self-mastery, the power to hold back, to measure, to carve a channel through which spirit can flow. And right next to gevura is chesed, boundless loving kindness. These two qualities, strength and love, boundary and overflow, are complementary, of course, not enemies. Partners in building the sanctuary like you, Deborah, and you, Michael. We live at a time where power is often yielded without grace. And often grace is mistaken for weakness. But tonight we honor two souls who remind us that you can be strong without being hard, graceful without disappearing, brilliant without being arrogant, and lead without leaving anyone behind. That brings me to this. I mentioned this in the movie, and it deserves being mentioned again. The highest praise a synagogue can ever receive is this. Not the rabbi or the rabbis are amazing, although I've heard that now and then about certain rabbis, and certainly Rabbi Kollares is remarkable. It is not that the music is incredibly uplifting and soul, right, elevating, although Chazan Basia and Chazan Shimon are incredible, and our musicians are incredible. Not even they have an incredible building or a fantastic website, two accolades which I'm hoping one day to be able to say are true. Amen. All of those are worthy compliments, all of them. But the greatest compliment we could ever receive at Romemu is this. They attract incredible community members. Generous, open-hearted, magnanimous, proud, and connected to their Jewish identity. Seekers who still think having an earning statement is dangerous without a yearning statement as well. That's the kind of community that Ariel and I aspire to build. And that is the kind of community that Romemu is. Deborah and Michael, you are the embodiment of that aspiration and that dream. When I watched the video, I was so moved and humbled, witnessing how, in my own heart, I know that I aspire one day to be somebody of whom it is said that actually I saved a life. Amish saved a life. And here the two of you, in the ways that you have shown up, literally have saved lives. with your generous heart. So if someone were to say, what kind of community is the Romemu community, they would say, it's the kind of community that attracts people like Michael Heller and Debora Cahn. That is a compliment that on any day of the week would be the highest we walk and living the talk. Those two verbs, to walk and to move, are particularly poignant for me at this moment in my life in the last couple of weeks. And brings me to a personal confession. A kind of, shall we say, a dugma ishit moment, a personal example moment in my life. A while back, I was walking, actually biking home from shul. No helmet on. I know, come on. Let me just tell you, I was in my other job on the east side. I was in an elevator with a woman. They were going downstairs to smoke a cigarette. And she saw me with my cane. She said, "What happened to you, Rabbi?" I said, I was on my scooter and I fell off. And she looked at me, she goes, with a cigarette in her hand, she goes, "That's very dangerous, Rabbi." Anyway, I was on my bicycle with no helmet. And across the street, I'm passing Amsterdam, heading west. From across the street, I hear a voice, clear, loving, cutting through the New York noise like a prophet with a parent-teacher tone. Dugma ishit, I heard. Personal example. And there stood Debora Cahn, ladies and gentlemen, holding me accountable from 40 feet away with one perfectly placed rebuke. And you know, I took it to heart, Debora. I never ever biked without a helmet. Always put a helmet on. So fast forward just a few weeks ago, I fell off of my scooter. But this time, I was wearing a helmet. So what do you say to that? I was wearing my helmet, Debora. But I needed something to cover my hips. Where's my hockey gear when I need it? And sometimes the dugma ishit is not just a role model, it's a cautionary tale with headgear. But seriously, that moment is the moment. When someone in your community loves you enough to remind you, hey, what you do matters. How you walk in the world matters. We're all watching each other. Let's be the kind of people we hope our children become. That's what you were saying. You were saying this is what leadership looks like. You want people who follow you, who wear their helmets? You want people who are generous? Do you want people who know what it is to stand up for the marginalized and those who are in danger? Do you want people who stand up for the vulnerable? Then you stand up for the vulnerable. You put yourself out. You act generously. You are a dugma ishit. So for you, Debora and Michael, thank you for all that you model. We're celebrating that model tonight. So here's my blessing to you. May you go from strength to strength and still make time for naps. May your words continue to shape the worlds of your children and those around you. And may your hearts continue to make room for others. Please continue to teach us. Please continue to teach us by your living a life that we might want to emulate. Please continue to teach us what it means to be fully ourselves and deeply connected. May your love and generous hearts be a well of joy, your home, a mini sanctuary, and may your presence among us always remind us of what community can and should be. Tonight we wish you l'chaim, to life, to Debora and Michael, to your power and your grace, to your tradition and creativity, to your individuality and your communion, and to most of all, your life well lived and well loved. We honor you, we bless you, and most of all, we thank you.
I've been thinking recently about what it means to feel at home. A few weeks ago, I went back to my 45th high school reunion, and I visited my childhood home on Porter Street in Washington, D.C. My brothers Dan and Raphael and I lived there till we were 18. My parents, Jack and Naomi, lived there for nearly 60 years, celebrating every Seder, walking down the street to shul. For me, feeling at home means having a place to return to feel safe, to feel known. Having a place to feel at home is just such a precious gift. That Porter Street house it's no longer my home. My parents moved away, and then they passed away. There is a young family living there now. They just finished a big renovation. It's a lovely house. So where do I feel at home? And the answer is here. Here with Debora and Ellie and Jonah. We've built a home together on Broadway, celebrating every Seder with Jeff and Shelley, and Arlene and Michael, with Dafna and Bart and Benji, with Alicia and David and Liv, and with many of you. So now, home is walking down the street to shul, having our kids running around behind the bima, Ellie and Jonah celebrating their bar mitzvah. Home is feeling Rabbi David's care, learning from his wisdom. Romemu is our home. It means having a place to return to feel safe, to feel known. Having a place to feel at home is such a precious gift. Thank you, all of you, for giving us that gift.
Are you laughing because I'm directing? Thank you for this honor. It is very moving. The video tells a story that is at best incomplete. We didn't find that family an apartment. Alicia Reiner did, and she's here. David and Alicia, Kate. There are a lot of people here who actually did what we appear to have done in the video through clever editing. It turns out that tikkun olam sometimes just means making the right phone call. And David and Alicia are that call. And their number will be available after my speech. Dafna, Linzer, I didn't even call you. I just told Jeffrey to call you, and then all of this happened. I'm not giving you guys her number. She gives too much. Thank you. Where's Chef? I'm so proud of you. My father was an observant Jew. And he always said, never look behind the curtain at the children's school or the shul. You don't want to know what goes on back there. This is how you rebelled against Daddy.
becoming the executive director of a synagogue. You are the man behind the curtain. And I am so proud of you. And they would be so proud. Michael and I are grateful to all of you for coming to our bar mitzvah. My first bat mitzvah was 42 years ago. I think bar mitzvahs are wasted on adolescents. I think adolescence is wasted on adolescents. This is a nice party, and I am enjoying it way more than I enjoyed my actual bat mitzvah. But I think I have for a long time had an adolescent relationship to Judaism and to this shul. It's always there, right? It'll always be there. There when we need it, like it was when we needed bar mitzvahs for the kids. We handed you our kids. Shosh, David, Basia. We handed this community our kids, and you lifted them up. And you let them lift you up. And it was beautiful. We'll call you again when someone's getting married. Or dies. In those moments, Rabbi David, you will be the most important person in the world. Otherwise, important, just a little bit less. But you'll always be there, and the shul will always be there, and the community will always be there. It's an institution, and institutions are always there. They don't go anywhere, right? We're living in a time when institutions that don't go anywhere go. It's hard to know what to do about that. I remember the first time we came to Romemu for the high holidays, and Rabbi David, sometime during Kol Nidre, you stopped and looked around the sanctuary, and you said you wanted to apologize to all of us for moments where you may not have seen us or reached us. And you wanted to apologize on behalf of all of the rabbis that didn't reach us and the Hebrew schools that didn't connect to us, that turned Judaism into something that shut us down or shut us out. I remember crying and looking around the sanctuary to see if there was somebody with a spare tissue, and everyone in the whole place was crying. It was clear then, although it had actually been clear long before that, that this place was special. Judaism has always played a special role in my life and my family's life. As you heard in the film, my brother and sister and I were raised by Holocaust survivors. I wore that like a badge of honor. Survivors. We were badasses. It made me feel like a badass. Judaism wasn't easy. The world was anti-Semitic. We had to be tough, and we were. It was cool. And then we came here to Romemu, and it was more than that. It lifted me, and it fed me. I felt good when I left, like I had just done an amazing yoga class. I loved it for my kids, the history and the spirituality and the community. We were cultural Jews. We liked the food and the music, the ritual. It was evocative, like yoga, which is movement and breathing with intention. It lifts the spirit. We had a rabbi who had studied Buddhism. He liked yoga. He did guided meditation and breathing in the service. If you came here, you didn't have to go to yoga. At no point did I understand that this was a hospital. That we come here when there are emergencies and we are broken. I learned that in October of 2023. David, you have always known that, and I want to apologize to you for the attitude with which I approached you, the indulgence with which I approached you and this community. You take this all so seriously. I love that for you. You knew you were a hospital. This is not a yoga studio, it's a medical organization. It practices preventive medicine, emergency medicine, and urgent care. I'm sorry that I took you for granted and I took this community for granted. I came to Romemu on a Friday a couple weeks after October 7th, and I cried and cried, and I grew up. I am finally an adult Jew, a bat mitzvah. In retrospect, it may have been more fun the first time. In October of 2023 and the months that followed, the world reminded us that we were Jews. It's something my parents and my grandparents knew, and I did not. You might forget that you are a Jew, but the world will remind you. Ellie and Jonah, I want you to choose this. I don't want it to choose you. But here's what I will tell you, and hopefully before you're 55, you will learn. You need to take care of it. You need to take care of this place. It's your shul. You can love it. You can be annoyed by it. You can rebel against it. But you have to take care of it, because when you need it, you really need it. When the world reminded us we were Jews, we needed it like a hospital, not a yoga studio. Rabbi David, Rabbi Diane, I don't know where you are. Where are you? Hi. Shimon, Shosh, Duffel. You are here all the time practicing preventive medicine and waiting with your arms out to catch us when we fall. You lift us up sometimes. We want to help, Michael and I, our family. We want to help. We want to heal the world. We want to heal our community and our country and our other country. And there have been times when we knew what to do. I got to be honest, I don't know now. I don't know who to help or how to help. I don't know if I should be helping the Jews or the Palestinians, or the Jews who are helping Palestinians, or the Jews who are fighting Palestinians, or the women who can't get health care, or the immigrants, or the students who are being jailed for writing in the school paper, or the universities that are under attack, or USAID. Talk about tikkun olam. It was tikkuning the olam. It was healing the world, a massive aid organization, an institution representing this country, healing the world. It's gone. But I do know that when I am that confused and when I am that lost, I go to Romemu. Thank you for keeping the light on.
Hi, everybody. I'm Arlene, Deb's sister, and if you think it's easy to follow that, okay, so give me a break. I do feel like I'm at home. I do feel like this is my family. This is my family. But long, long ago, many moons ago, before Romemu, my husband... Oh. Michael and I were meeting with a different rabbi, because we didn't have you and you. And he said, what would you like me to say in my speech? And Michael and I said, you know, the 4 poles of the huppah could be used to represent what really matters to us. A pole for love, a pole for family, a pole for community. And grandfather's cousin, Dola Poland, from Poland, the Holocaust survivor, came up and said, that was a beautiful ceremony. But why does everyone pick on the poles? We are here in keeping with the theme of what supports us, the poles, right? Rabbi? Yes. So, you have both done that, Michael and Deb, wherever you are. Okay. You have both done that for us since you moved back from California. I mean, I'm supposed to have one story, okay? I know her since she was conceived. Anyway, one story. I know you thought coming east, you were coming with little Ellie and to have the support of your big sister and her family. And in a twist of the plot, comparable only to a Hollywood script, that was reversed. It was often little sis and brother-in-law who provided us wise counsel and a holding environment, advice and support and love. Anyone who has ever had the pleasure of being in the Cahn Heller apartment, nestled into their micro-suede couch, dog on someone's lap, with Michael and Deb in rapt attention listening, knows what I'm talking about. The one memory of showing up, of being a pillar for us, would be the fateful day when my Michael had an accident in Rhode Island. And he's okay, by the way. He's fine. He's great. He's here. But that day, he was rushed by ambulance to the hospital with Jeremy, my son, who's also here, following behind. They whisked him away. My cell phone rang. Hello, this is neurosurgeon Dr. Ramos. Your husband wants us to do everything possible to save his life? I said automatically, absolutely not. Everything? Jeremy screamed, yes, everything. I dialed my sister. Instinctively, I tried to explain what was going on, and Deb said, directed, I should say yes to the doctor. This isn't the time to think about anything else. Still on the phone, Deb, Michael, and Ellie were already in the car. Jonah was at camp, lucky Jonah. And they had already reserved 4 hotel rooms. Jeff was on a plane on his way home from Israel, and Shelley was meeting him at the airport with Sinai. Took up residence in the Marriott in Rhode Island. My sibs helped do everything from navigating the doctors to doing the laundry. When Michael Heller, Vice Dean of Columbia Law School, is doing your laundry, your underwear, oh my God. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Deb. Ellie was our emotional support person. Never forget those moments. Never forget being rescued. I don't take being part of this family lightly. We know what family means. And I have seen over and over again how my sibs, Deb, Michael, and of course I have to throw in Jeff and Shelley, show up for our family. And by our family, I don't just mean our nuclear family. or our extended family and friends, but larger and larger circles of showing up for those in our community and world. Love you.
It never goes high enough. I always have to pick it up. I'm Shelley Cahn and Debora Cahn. I'm Deb's other sister with the curly hair. Where's Michael? Hi. So some of us show up, and some of us write shows, and some of us do both. Oh, wait, that's still just Deb. And although, Michael, you do write some pretty good things yourself, we saw in the video. So at my wedding day to Jeff, one of the things I said, if anyone was there and remembers, is that although you are the love of my life, I really would have just married you for your siblings. And I stand by that. Deb and Michael were the ones that taught me what it feels like to have someone show up for you, as Arlene said. But to show up for you so completely that the entire foundation of logistics, details, and everything is so completely covered to a T that I could just drop into the experience that I was going through. And one example of that was when my stepkid's mom passed away. There was suddenly so much chaos and emotional turmoil around Jeff and I trying to hold two little children that had just lost their mother and the complex grief of our own. And I suddenly looked up and a whole platter of food had appeared for the Shiva. Someone had conveyed all the details to my father about where to show up, where to stay, carpools had been arranged, and more and more and more. Deb and Michael, thank you for being the roof and the walls around us that have sheltered us from the tornado of chaos that was raging around us then and always. They say it takes a village, but I'd like to modify that to it takes a village with the right kind of people. People who can show up and hold you so completely in your hardest times that you can let go and just be in that moment as your head spins and time both speeds up and slows down at the same time. Boy, do I feel lucky to have landed in this family. So the best advice I can give to everyone else here is just really try to marry anyone related to Deb or Michael. There are very few options left, so I would move quickly. And yep, there's one right there. Ellie and Jonah, please stay seated for a few more years. Oh, and Izzy, that's true. That's true. But if you can't marry one of them, then at least buy them a beer or something to try to get on their good side and be friends with them and grab onto them whenever you can, because your life will be better for it.
Surprisingly, I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to do is, on behalf of all of Romemu and this community, Deb and Michael, we have a couple gifts for you, just little small things. This first thing is, we know how much you guys enjoy good wine and everything, so we have this beautiful, it's a wine pourer. And it's on all of Romemu chipped in to buy this for you, so you better keep it. I don't want to get it back from you for the third time. little family joke, okay? And then what we really have for you, is a gift, a framed portrait. This is from Pam Tackett. Pam, right here. Pam takes these incredible photographs. This she took in Israel on a Romemu trip to Israel in 2018. And she picks out tiny little pieces of natural objects. So you have no idea what this is, but her eyes see it as art, and she frames and makes these incredible exhibitions now all over the world. So Pam, thank you so much, and a small gift from the Romemu community to Deb and Michael.
We'd like to invite up our co-chairs, Stacy and Jonathan.
Hi. We're gonna
Say goodnight.
To say goodnight, we're gonna wrap this up so everyone can have a quick dessert and be on your way. But we have a couple thank yous. Page 1. The Romemu Gala Committee. Thank you to Dafna for stepping up and helming this. Unbelievable. And for Jade for leading the fundraising. Unbelievable. And the rest of the team who put this together, Liz Savage, Mo Lebrecht, Lauren Greenhill, and Jeff Cahn, and Rabbi David, led by our musicians, and led by Cantor Smith, who put the musical program together. Thank you. And for all of the volunteers who showed up, and that's what you all did, so we want to thank you for showing up tonight. This is our first in-person gala since 2018, which was the first gala that I attended. So it's really nice to be here in person with everyone. And so, you want to say something profound?
Not really. Have a good evening. Yeah, get home safe.
Dessert. Help yourself to dessert and get home safely. And thank you for showing up for us.